You're watching CoastLife, and September 16th through the 23rd is a very special week. How about National Estuaries Week? And I have someone to tell us about this special week because before I got here, I had no clue, so I know a lot of people are kind of iffy right now. So Liz Witz is the education coordinator from Maryland Coastal Bays program. So tell us a little bit about National Estuaries Week and the free cruise you guys have going on.
So National Estuaries Week is a time to celebrate these beautiful things right behind me. Estuaries are an area where fresh water coming down from creeks and rivers and ditches kind of meet our salt water from our ocean. And it creates this absolutely pristine, beautiful environment that we call estuaries. And I have the privilege of working for the Maryland Coastal Bays program. And the Maryland Coastal Bays program is we strive constantly to enhance the ecological values and everything that the bays behind me offer. And we do that through restoration and education and monitoring and outreach.
The program's goal is to work toward the restoration and protection of estuaries and is one of the 28 national estuary programs across the country.
So estuaries themselves provide this very, very unique habitat. We call them a nursery ground. So just like you think of like a human nursery, like for babies, that's what it does here for our young. And it's a nursery ground for a lot of different animals, whether it's crabs, whether it's different fish species that end up being pretty economically important, then go kind of back out when they're larger and are kind of that open water kind of fish that are fished for. Our habitats also provide a lot for us as humans. There's a lot of recreation opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities for people for their livelihoods, whether they're fishermen or women.
While estuaries are a habitat for many animals, these bodies of water also work as a natural filter, using plants to eliminate unneeded substances within our water.
It also filters water. So as our water's kind of coming down off of our land, there's a lot of different plants. As it goes through the soil, it ends up getting filtered and a lot of nutrients can be uptaken. When the water itself hits our bays system, there's a lot of opportunity for it to get cleaned. So a lot of our different animals, specifically like our shellfish, so let's say our oysters and our clams and our mussels, provide a really good, unique adaptation. They filter water and they take a lot of the bad stuff out of the water, and then they kind of push the clean water back into the bay. But a lot of our underwater plants will do that same thing too. So a lot of our vegetation that we do have, it also helps to kind of clean the water and uptake a lot of this excess nutrients that we don't necessarily want.
Estuaries provide a home for wildlife and numerous opportunities for humans. To protect estuaries, we can give back by following a few easy steps.
This is the place that we live, so we can all have an impact. In everyday life, I think it's just being a little bit more conscious with our choices that we can have. Making sure we clean up after ourselves. Littering, you always hear that, but that can have a big impact in our bays when different amounts of trash get in here. A big one, especially for homeowners, can be how they care for their lawn and the type of plants that they do put in the lawn themselves. And then also just kind of investing, educating themselves. You know, you don't have to necessarily live on the water to have a stake within our watershed. Our watershed includes the land too. So just kind of increasing knowledge, getting out, experiencing the different environments, that kind of builds up this sense of place. And then from there, you kind of want to be a steward of the environment anyway and take care of it.
Alongside these estuaries are marshes that act as buffers to mainlands, providing shelter and protection against flooding. Carly Tulin, an environmental scientist for the program, expresses the significance of these wetlands to coastal bays.
Wetlands provide a lot of ecosystem services to our coastal bays. One of the most important things is that they act as a buffer to our mainland. So if you are living right on the shoreline and you have some marsh in front of your property, if there's a big storm event that comes in or if there's a lot of wave energy, that marsh protects your home and the communities behind it by decreasing that wave energy and storm energy. So they act as a buffer and prevent flooding for a lot of areas, which is a huge issue in the coastal bays. Another service that they provide is they act as a filter.
Maryland Coastal Bays program combines fun and learning with their free cruise to celebrate a weekend dedicated to estuaries.
So this event next week that we're holding something next Monday on September 18th, and it's a free bay boat ride. We're doing it in the later afternoon, ideally, so that way people who are working during the day, they might be able to come, that kids can come too. But it's a free one. We're doing it on the Assateague Adventure. We're leaving from Talbot Street in Ocean City. We're going to be able to take out about 60 to 65 community members for free to kind of show them this special place that we live.
To gain more knowledge of how to protect our local wildlife and coastal bays, the program has several events and volunteer opportunities on its website to get involved. There's more Coast Life on the way.